So my name is Drew McWeeney. I'm 21 years old from Wolcott, Connecticut. I'm a senior here on campus, Southern Connecticut State University. And I wrote a book called 40 Years Ago, What Really Happened. And the book is on my own research into why there's a theory going around about Elvis apparently faking his death. When I think of historian, I think of someone that's really studied it for years and years. I would consider myself an expert on the topic of Elvis Presley's death. I don't think I'm an Elvis historian because I don't focus on his whole entire life. I just focus on one aspect of it. So I would consider myself a developing scholar on this topic. Well, while doing my research, I went down to Memphis to see. I went to Graceland. The other trip I did was to Kansas City, Missouri to visit a psychiatrist named Dr. Donald Hinton, who wrote a book in 2002 about, he came out and claimed that he was treating Elvis Presley. He went under the name of Jesse. He wrote a book about it. He lost his whole board license over this because people thought he was in it for something sinister. So I went down to talk to him as well.
I grew up in a family that loved Elvis. My grandfather, who raised me, he was a huge Elvis fan. He always loved to tell us stories about going to see him play early on in his career and how he would always take trips down to Graceland. And I remember growing up seeing, all the posters on his walls and, listening to his music with them. And when somebody told me about Drew's manuscript, I jumped on the opportunity to read it. And as somebody who's not a big reader and only really listens to Elvis through that family connection, I didn't put that book down. It was so amazing.
I started the process in April of 2014. I didn't actually start writing the book until 2016, until November. So it took me 2 years for me to conduct the interviews, get down to Memphis, get down to Kansas City. Before you can write a book, you have to have something to write about. So I had to do my research first and I had to do the legwork. So I finished the research portion in November of 2016, and then the next month, December, I started writing it. And then I finished the writing process between March and April of 2017. So the writing process is time consuming because it takes a while for you to read a manuscript. I mean, my manuscript is 128 pages. It most likely will be more. But for now, as far as what has been submitted, what will be submitted to them next month, it's 128 pages, and it takes a while for them to read through that 128 pages because they're also consulting other clients as well. So I'm not the only one. They're also managing other people's books too. So that's the reason why it's going to take a couple of years for me to actually have this book published, because of the process of really reading it, responding to it, editing it, sending it back to me. I do the same process. Do I like their edits? Do I want to rewrite this section? Do I want to go back, let's say, into chapter 4 and rewrite the first sentence? Or how should I phrase this? I'm not looking for any financial gain off of this. I just want people to know about this topic, know about the work. So that's when the book's going to be published in around 2021-22, and then how it's going to be quote unquote distributed.